Yeah, we've been every classification he's gone through some struggles, and then once he found it, he finds it, and he hits homers. So he's put a lot of hard work in, and I think he was also understanding too that when you get to the big league level, there's an adjustment period, and like every classification he's been to, he's fought through that adjustment period, and then done his thing. And so there's been a little bit of a period now, and now you're seeing what everybody's so excited about. So that's a huge night for him.
How about just winning in that nature in the late innings against the bullpen? I mean, you've talked about how tough their bullpen is to get to.
That doesn't happen very often. So, and with Kluber on the mound to start, I mean, that's basically their ace. And then, everybody that brought into the game after that, and it doesn't get any easier. So it's nice to be able to fight through one like that and end up getting a win and hitting 2 clutch home runs. So, it's a pretty good feeling to win the first 2 games here in the second half, especially in the fashion we did tonight.
To go back to Chapman, you mentioned with Kluber on the mound, for him to have this type of night against him, does that just kind of add to it even more?
Yeah, absolutely. And, this is if there's anybody that you would consider a guy that would give him a really tough time, it would be this guy today. So I know confidence-wise it'll go a long way for him.
Even though Miller was still waiting there, I mean, after Chapman's homer, how much does that just kind of change the mindset in the dugout?
It does. I mean, you don't want to see him come in with a lead regardless, but it's not like they didn't have a guy on the mound that they didn't feel really good about. So it's really pick your poison as far as that goes. But you feel a little bit better when you're tied, when he's in the game, when Miller's in the game, than when you're behind.
What do you think of Blackburn's night?
Yeah, you know what? He battled again. I mean, this is probably the first outing where he was a little bit vulnerable. But in early innings, it was the same thing we've seen. Late sink, subtle movement off all his pitches, up and down, in and out a little bit, changes the eye level, keeps you off balance some. And they got on a little bit, certainly the home run. But then, other than giving up another run after that, I mean, you talk about 6 innings, 3 runs. Call that a quality start these days. So he pitched well again.
Just to follow up on that, I mean, he walked his 4th guy to start the inning. Then he gives up a single and a run. You had your bullpen ready to go, but you let him keep the ball. Is that something that you normally do with a young guy, just to sort of see how they react in that situation?
Yeah, I think a little of both. One, he's pitched well enough his first couple of times to earn to be out there. And I had a certain target for Hendricks, and I was going to let him see how he did with a little bit of traffic. He gave up a run, but still got out of the inning. And again, you pitch well enough to win. When you go up against a guy like Kluber, you have to keep runs at a minimum, and he did.